symbol of highway safety, respectful, courteous, and law-abiding. Indeed, one of these truckers deserves to be singled out for his honorable attitude and his admirable nature. In CB jargon, he's known as the Bandit. He's admired by the police in 5 different states. Friends, if you have any information about the whereabouts of this man, please get in touch with Sheriff Buford T. Justice in care of Smokey and the Bandit.
Time to get there to eastbound.
All right, hey there, welcome back to Twin Stick Garage. My name is Mark, and on today's episode, I'm gonna do kind of a unique on the hunt for a project that I've always kind of considered, but I was putting it on the back burner as something that I would get to and try and chase down the road. I've got active projects, got my Peterbilt I'm still working on, the Kenworth truck and trailer that I did up like the movie. It's pretty close. There's still a few things that need to be done on that. Of course, I got the cab over, and then the Trans Am. I started working on that as well, so my wife could run blocker in front of me when I got the truck going down the road. And I'm just a real big fan of the movie. Some would say I'm probably obsessed with the movie. I don't know about that, but I really enjoy it. And I know every line of dialogue in that film. I know there's a lot of folks out there that probably say they do as well, but I not only know the dialogue, but I know every frame of film. I've paused it, I've zoomed it in, I've watched it in super slow motion in order to get all of the details to get that truck as accurate as I could. And now I'm doing that with the Trans Am, and I just have a lot of fun. It's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, you gotta go out and watch it. It's probably in the $5 bin at Walmart, DVD bin, or you can watch it on Netflix, but it's a fun 90-minute movie back when movies were fun and cool. But I had this collection of license plates, and a lot of fans have been sending me plates from their collection, like this cool 1976 Georgia plate, and of course band 1 for the back of the Trans Am. And this is the Georgia state flag. Of course, you're not supposed to have the Confederate flag anymore, but it's actually the movie correct license plate from the car back when it was filmed. And then there's this plate that a fan sent me. You know what that's for? That is for Buford T. Justice's cop car. So that's something that I've always kind of contemplated in the back of my mind. Now that I'm collecting up all the vehicles for this movie, why stop now, right? Now, normally I put out a search on Kijiji and Facebook Marketplace, and I've gone out to some auto wreckers and I've asked around. It's a 76 Le Mans that was used in the movie, 76 or 77, and they're very hard to find. The 4-door cars have all been squashed, melted down. Nobody wants to keep a 4-door family car and restore it, right? It's an old cop car, essentially. You can find 2-door Le Manses, but you can't find the 4-doors. And so I kind of parked that. I've got notifiers out there if one pops up, but I thought, you know, I'll get to that project, like I said, when I get to it. However, just recently, I found this. You have got to be kidding me. I can't believe this. I was just driving by, and check this out. Sheriff of Montague County. Do you know what this is? This is Sheriff Buford's car.
Oof.
I mean, it's obviously not the movie car, but it's a replica right here in my hometown of Edmonton, Alberta. I mean, who would have thought that I would have been able to come upon a 1977 Pontiac Le Mans? I mean, and it's even got the logo. It's unbelievable. Oh man, I so want to buy this car. So it has the red interior instead of the baby blue, so that's a little different, but I mean this is right on the money. Obviously it needs the blue caps.
What we're dealing with here is a complete lack of respect for the law.
But I'm wondering, perhaps you can't actually drive it around because you'd be impersonating an officer if you did have the blue lights on there, but that is just beautiful. I mean, it's Buford's car. It's missing the CV on the back, but the color is right. The year is right. Now the hubcaps I think were a little different. I think the hubcaps had like a little center circle. But I mean, it's very, very close. Wow, what a beauty. Big front end. Now the grille is slightly different. I think the movie car had slots straight up and down. But that is so cool. Man, oh man, I gotta see if whoever owns this car is willing to sell it, because it would sure be a nice piece, a nice car to add to Twin Sticks collection. I mean, I've always dreamed about getting a 77 Le Mans and chopping the top off.
Doctor, you're gonna be talking out of your ass.
Daddy, the top came off.
No shit.
And then taking the driver door and putting it in the back seat.
Put the evidence in the back.
And just using it as a shuttle to drive around the car show. I mean, this one's obviously too nice. I'd have to leave it like this if I could ever get my hands on it, but unbelievable. I mean, I've been searching for a 77 Le Mans 4-door. There's lots of 2-doors out there, but I think the 4-doors, all the, you know, the cop cars, they've all been melted down through the years, because I can't find any in all my searching on the old interwebs. And then I find one just driving by in South Edmonton. So cool. Well, if I can't convince the owner of this car to sell it to Twin Sticks, then maybe what I need to do is I need to reach out to the Twin Stick fan base, to the audience, to anyone who's watching this. If you know where I can get my hands on a 77 Pontiac Le Mans, obviously a 4-door, in any condition, I need you to hit me up. Send me a note, twinstickgarage@gmail.com. Let me know if you know where one is sitting, in a farmer's field, in a barn, in any condition. I don't care. What I do is I put it in the Snowman trailer and just chain it down and leave it in there. And then when I get to a show or get to someplace cool, I'd pull it out and drive it around. But man, this is so cool. I mean, if I could get this one, I wouldn't chop the top off. I'd leave it as is, because it's in such nice condition. It's already been restored and built up like Buford's car. But man, what are the odds that I'd find Buford's car sitting here? Oh God, I sure hope he's willing to part with it.
You stay and watch the game. I'm going back.
All right, so I finally got a hold of the owner of that car. I had to make a few phone calls, but I finally got in touch with him. And of course, he's a big fan of the movie, just like me. And so he actually bought that car with a movie correct Trans Am out of Florida. This was years ago. So there wouldn't be a lot of rust on that car. I guess that's one upside. It hasn't lived through the Alberta winters and all the salt and crap on the roads. But he imported both cars, and I guess this Le Mans, because it hasn't been driven for a while, it had to get some transmission work done to it. The tranny was buggered up, and then just from sitting for so long and not being driven, the carb was all gummed up. So he had it at a local shop there, which is where I found it, and he had some of that work done to it, and then finally got it running and invited me back to take a look at it. All right, so an update on the Buford cop car. Got a hold of the owner and chewing on it. I mean, he's even got the blue lights on there. And well, they had to rebuild the carburetor because I guess it was all gummed up. So they did some work on that and they got it running. So I'm going to actually hear how this thing starts. Power windows. I'm not crazy about the red interior because the actual car, oh man, this thing is vintage. It's actually quite clean in here though. I'm not crazy about the red interior because obviously the Buford cop car was baby blue.
Knockers bouncing all over the joint. It'll go that way.
And so that's not quite correct. Man, I wish it was in rougher condition because it's I really want to do the version without the roof.
What the hell is this? This is evidence. Evidence. Well, I don't care what it is. You can't drive this piece of shit on my highway.
I just think that would be so much funnier, but it's still pretty cool though. Not even power windows in the back. Huh. Well, I guess we'll get the key and hear it start. Now, since it was imported from the Florida, it needs a full inspection, an out of province or out of country inspection before it can be registered and driven on the road. And that's the other thing that has bugged me. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, so Ross, the mechanic, was just talking about how we replaced the water pump and had to redo the carb, and the tranny needed work as well, which is surprising because I think there's only like 30,000 original miles on it. But I guess it just sat so long, nobody driving it. Or I guess, how many is that? 5,600, so I don't know. It doesn't seem like 30,000 miles. Maybe it's a few more than that. All right, let's try that. Oh no!
Oh, yeah.
Blow a fuse. The old 350 runs not too bad. Let's see if the cigarette lighter works, because that's important. Now there was actually a blue Pontiac, but it's a two-door in Winnipeg with the interior, but it wouldn't work because the panels would be too big.
Oh, because it'd be four, yeah, they'd be big, right?
But the dash would work. I think that's the other problem, is the grill is slightly different. Oh, let's see. Oh, look at that, old school. Cigarette lighter still works. I wonder if it's just a bad switch on the...
Yeah, it might be, I don't know. Oh.
They come on?
Well, I thought they moved for a sec.
Yeah, because I saw the light blink up there. I wonder if it's a load. I think it's just a power issue.
Maybe.
Oh, bummer. So that's actually a really nice version of the Buford cop car. Now, there's a few things that aren't movie correct, and I would have to make those changes, because if you know me, you know the lengths I went to on the truck to make it absolutely as accurate as I could. I would want to do the same thing to Buford's car. So, of course, it's got the lights, which are a perfect match to the movie. I love the lights on the roof there, but it would need a CB. It would need a CB antenna, but that's easy. I've got lots of extras. It would need the hubcaps. I don't like the hubcaps that are on there. I actually think that car is a 77, and the one in the movie, well, the ones used in the movie that they wrecked would have been 76s because of the grill bars being straight up and down. So I need to get the new grill. I haven't been able to find a 76 grill. There was one on eBay, but I missed it. I didn't buy it in time. But I wonder if I get those grill bars maybe 3D printed to match and to put those in there. So that's an option. I'm not a fan of the red interior. That you know how I gutted the red interior on the Trans Am. I couldn't live with that. I don't know if you can go from red to baby blue, so I'd probably have to get the seats recovered, and then the door panels wouldn't match. And the biggest thing that concerns me with that car, I mean, it would need an out of country or out of province inspection, but I'm sure it would pass. It looks like it's in pretty good shape. All the lights would work, and obviously the transmission and all that's been gone over. So it would probably pass an inspection, but I don't know if I'd be able to drive that car with the blue cop car lights and then the sheriff badge on the door legally around town, as much fun as it would be. I could go and check. I'm sure if I stopped by my local police station and asked, they would just say, no, you can't do it. So I could go down I beg for forgiveness and ask for permission route. But that's one thing that concerns me, because I talked to the owner. I've got his price. It's a little out of my budget right now, and I think it's a little more than the car is worth. So what I was thinking is, I know that one's there, but I thought what I might do is start doing a search of all of the auto wreckers in Western Canada. And so what I did was I started calling around, and the majority of the cars out there, they're gone. The four-door cop cars, they're almost as rare, as silly as it is, they're almost as rare as like a 57 Chevy or a 68 to 70 Dodge Charger. But I did find one. Yeah, okay. So it's a 77? 6 or 7. The red interior. Oh, little critters crawling underneath it. When was it last? 2015. Oh, it's been on the road in 2015. It's not that long ago. Yeah. Yeah, lots of cleaning to get her back roadworthy, but yeah, I see what you're talking about with the roof being a little rusty. Yeah, I'm really struggling to find one for sure. I sure did. Got a couple bullet holes in it for good measure. Adds to the petite, all right. The frame and underside doesn't look too bad. Do you remember where you got it? By Riley. Was this an old family car, I'm guessing? Yeah. All right, so let me know what you think. Should I go and get the Buford car that's pretty much already done, and it would match the movie car from the beginning of the movie, hold up in that car wash, gentlemen? Or should I go and get that one from that's sitting in a field for the last 10 years, do a revive and drive, see if I can't get that thing home, and get Blake to help me cut the roof off, and then we can reenact a bunch of the scenes and use that as a shuttle car at the truck show. So yeah, let me know what you think. Hit the comments down below. And I mean, I need another project like I need a hole in the head, but I mean, life is short. Why not have a little bit of fun? And I always say, you know, bite off more than you can chew and chew like hell.
Bet your ass on that, boy.
Oh, wait 1 minute. Here we have it.
There's cameras over there. Hi. What happened? 1 second. Suddenly was Doris Day. Hey, camera. Hey, camera. Get nervous.
He shouldn't be swatting flies.
The reason Bert's clapping his hands is to signal the editor to synchronize the sound with the picture.
Are we rolling? Further in the back seat. Yeah. Oh, that's nice, honey. Okay, ready? Are we rolling?